I really don't want to do this video, but man, I think it's only fair if I did it because a lot of you guys asked me. What is going on, guys? So it's been about a month since I covered the RYM2612 plugin, which was an emulation of the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive, depending on where you're from. And it was a direct emulation, a very good one, of how Sega Genesis FM synthesis sounded like, as well as being able to use their free plugin. But we're not talking about that. Plug Art and Technology came out with their version, which they worked on just as long. And man, oh man, we're going to find out if it's worth the wait or not. Leave a comment below if you really like these videos. I already know the answer to it, but hey, I like hearing from you guys. The link's in the description box, and you already know that I'm going to play a track that I created using the Chipsynth MD. Let's do that. So this is the Chipsynth MD in the flesh here, and what I want to show you guys is some of the inner workings of this. I really love this GUI. I really like how clean it is, and it's very understandable. And man, I can't stress that enough. When you make a plugin, make it understandable from all values of all levels of sound design. So with that, I'm going to go into the settings, and I want to show you, some quick stuff with the skin. So you can change the skin. And that is the European Mega Drive skin, and then this is the US Genesis skin right here, none of which I don't like right here. I like the Japanese Mega Drive look because I really like ultraviolet, violet, pinkish, whatever. So with that, I really do like that, and this is one of the things I do like about it the most. Also, you can resize it. Let me go back into settings. You can make this bigger, smaller, or whatnot, but it's the proper size for right now, and I'm just going to deal with that. Also, there are ways to change the tonality of it. So I have a sound right now. And, the one thing that I know a lot of you guys don't want to focus on is that you can change the algorithm. And it does sound different every single time that you go through it. There's 8 different algorithms, just like this Sega Genesis. And you can see that the different operators are aligned different ways when you do that. So now, you can pretty much make a sound without any experience at all. One of the biggest things that I really like about it has randomization. So you can really just go through random and then have insane sounds. Of course, that sounds a little nut, but that sounds pretty good. That's a good way to start out some basic stuff here, and then you can just start messing with some knobs, and that makes it really easy to design more presets for this, as well as get into sound design a little bit more than you would if you was to mess with any other synth. But it goes a little deeper than that because it has basic templates where you can work with. So you have a data sheet, you can change the bell, and then now you have a bell sound, and you can also change the algorithms into anything that you want. Of course, that's a little annoying. So you have that, and you can keep on randomizing and you get more sounds. And that's the thing I really like about it. And if I was to go back into that data sheet part, you have brass, organ, piano, string, vibraphone. What I do want to show you guys is the effects. Because one of the main things that I had a gripe about the RYM2612 is that it didn't have modules. And this one does have modules. Ah, the irony, right? So we're going into here, and you know, you can just turn on the arpeggio by messing with that parameter right here. And yes, this is velocity sensitive. And you have other different modes, of course, you know, the typical stuff, the up, down, down, up. You want to lock it to your BPM, you can lock it to your BPM of your DAW. You also can do like different divisions too. So you can have some pretty radical stuff that wouldn't be possible in the Sega Genesis. But hey, it is what it is. I really like the fact that they went the full step of, you know, showing you guys like, hey, you know, we really wanted to nail the sound, but at the same time, here's some extra stuff. Of course, you have different ranges, different types of velocity, first, normal. And, you know, of course, the divisions that you can change to make it either faster or slower. So if I was to go 1/4, you have that. But also, you have a ambient reverb, and it sounds really good. You have to, of course, send it, and you also have presets as well, so don't sleep on the presets. So one thing I really want to show off here is the VGM player. Now, the VGM player in itself is very good, and it's great that they included it inside of the plugin, and you can set up a folder, and I'll have a link in the description box of where you can download these VGM files. So I used the sounds from Castlevania Bloodlines, and you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and just press play. Solo that part, and if I really like that sound, all I had to do is just copy into A, and I'll have that sound now. Just go ahead and unsolo, go into A, and then you'll see how that sound is created, as well as now you have that sound at your axis, which is ridiculous. There are some additional things that they have, like the DAC sampler, and I don't really understand it to even talk about it, but it does provide something extra to the table if you have a sound that you really want to sound like something off the Sega Genesis, but this does a great job of that. It does have stacking features, of course, and then you also have where you can mess with the actual sound itself, and yeah, it's really good. Like, damn good. Of course, it does have presets, so let's go through the presets of these sounds here. Let's go. So tell me how you feel about this, because I feel really good about it. And one of the main things that I really like about it as far as the pros is definitely the fact that they have arpeggiation built into the plugin, as well as other effects. So, and the effects sound really good. And I really like the fact that they have a template and the GUI is easy to understand. That was one of the biggest problems, the biggest cons that I had with the RYM 2612. It was very difficult to understand, and FM synthesis in itself is really difficult. But the fact that you don't have to have much sound design experience to be able to use it, and they have templates for like bells, strings, and whatever, that makes it a really good plugin. The one con that I have is definitely the CPU usage, but I do have a very old computer and I'm screen recording, so you can expect certain things not to work very great, especially when you are screen recording in high quality. Even though it's not 4K, 1080 will do. Is damn YouTube. Calm down. But overall, if you do have an older computer, you will have a little bit of an issue running it because of the added modules and all that stuff, on top of the great synthesis that it does. The FM synthesis in general is not a easy, low CPU quality type thing. If you didn't know that, now you know. Do I give this the stamp of approval? I have to say, this thing is perfect.
Look how she twerk, look how she work, look how she work, look how she twerk, look how she work. I made it work, I make it twerk, I make it work, I make it twerk. Look how she twerk, look how she work.